Hey, yo, what's good? Hey, what's up with y'all, man? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Matchmakers. Tonight, it might just be me, but I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way out. On the way in. You know what I'm saying? Before we go ahead and get started, I got some topics. I got some people that asked me some things, so I want to talk about that with y'all tonight. Um, Also, man, I thank you. I thank you guys for y'all support over the time and the whole duration. Y'all been rocking with me. I can only thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Some of y'all think that I do things for y'all, but y'all also do things for me just by coming here, supporting, hitting the like button. So I thank you guys, man. But I actually, hey, Aza was good. I actually want to start off with something, man. Somebody brought it to my attention, and as I thought youth football was already in a ruin, now I'm hearing that players and some parents are not willing to play right for a team if the team not paying them. And the whole thing is this, like, and I'm hearing that a lot of coaches are leading with paying kids. Cool. But here's the thing, bro. That's still not business. It's still not business, bro. My whole thing is if we gonna do it, if we gonna put these kids, because y'all already know I'm one of the ones that's made the statement. I said that I believe that in youth football, these kids will be getting paid. But I had a different vision in mind when I said that. I thought that some of these coaches would smarten up and start going to these companies and not trying to, you know, pay out of pocket and all this other stuff or whatever, right? Because it may not be sustainable. Now, when you lead with the money, guess what? You got to keep them with the money. Don't expect no loyalty. Don't expect kids to be like, man, nah, I'm about to stay with such and such and play for free, man. Once you get paid to play, there is no going backwards, bro. So to lead in that way, first of all, I respect the parents for even being in a position to do it, but I don't respect it if that's what it takes in order for the game to be played. That's when the respect is gone. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you now, if I create a team, guess how I'm creating that team? I'm gonna start the team. If you want to play on the team, then you gonna play. But guess what? I'm not about to ask you to pay unless once I go out and reach out to these companies, and if they sit there and pay me, then I'm gonna distribute the bread. But I'm not about to lead out my pocket, for a kid to play on my team. I'm not about to do that. And matter of fact, if you do that, guess what you better do? You better win. You better win. If you out here as a coach, you paying to play, and you lack that much confidence to have to lead with some bread, you better win the championship. That's all I know. You feel what I'm saying? That's all I know. Marty said, he said it started off as free registration. That was a form of payment. Exactly. I can rock with that. You know what I'm saying? When I used to play football, I didn't pay the registration. I didn't have it. PA was good. I did not have it. So therefore, yes, you're right. My form of payment was free registration. But now the amount of money that I'm hearing that some of these folks are asking for, and my whole thing is this: they will feel like it's not worth going to certain organizations if they don't have the bread. But my whole thing is, why do we always have certain energy for each other? Why don't we go and do things in a way that it makes sense? Because it not only makes sense to go to a company, but it makes sense because it also teaches kids how to do it. That's what it teaches us. You feel what I'm saying? So, hey man, hey, to each his own. For shout out to those who are actually, you know what I'm saying, smart enough to go get the bread or whatever. But hey, I'm just saying, bro, I see destruction down the road. That's what I see. That's what I see, bro. And it ain't like I say, bro. It ain't no knock to none of these players. I'm not in nobody's pockets, but what I do see, and I'm letting you know this now, I definitely see um, youth football possibly being ruined. If y'all thought it was bad now, it's definitely gonna be bad. You know, by the way that these coaches is moving. You know what I'm saying? I know this is been a thing, but y'all know, and I'm right about this. When a group of us start doing it, it always goes down. It always. Now I believe I was familiar with some, coaches making a way for some players to come from other states to come play. I was aware of that. But now, you got people that's unwilling to even play for teams if the money not being offered. And that just, I'm telling you, that right there is the beginning of the end. And I told y'all here first. You're gonna have a lot of a lot more ducking, a lot of people not trying to play certain games. It's just gonna be a mess, bro. Because, and this is why I always told people to learn the business. Once we learn the business, that type of thing will be very viable, right? We can pay the babies to play, but people don't even know business. They don't even know it, bro. And they sitting up there, doing stuff, and it still don't even make sense with what they're doing, because you got a whole ass company out there that's begging y'all to come get the money. And we already know that most of the coaches is not going to be able to sustain. You feel what I'm saying? They don't even pay. They don't even pay to travel, and you can't even expect to play to travel. If they got to spend that much bread on your kid to play, it's just not going to be able to happen because it costs to travel. I'm aware of that as well. You feel what I'm saying? But hey, man, to each his own. But Coach Marti says me, the coach, he says got me clicks. All I thought was I was big time for sure. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to y'all, man. But somebody brought that to my attention, and they were saying like, man, hey, players refuse to play if they not getting paid. So I'm like, okay, yeah, like I say, that's the beginning of the end. If that's what it consists of, like I say, man, youth football, a lot of people are volunteering. So coaches are not even getting paid. So how, like, unless you one of them coaches that came from the league and you got the bread to do it, how are you going to sustain that? That's the question that I want to know. You feel what I'm saying? But hey man, to each his own, bro. Good luck to all y'all. But like I say, man, I see youth football really being ruined. You know what I'm saying? I see that because we're not doing stuff the right way, bro. And it's crazy because it seems like I be foreseeing everything, and then all of a sudden things happen, and then I look at it like, I was hoping that I was wrong, but then I end up being right. So therefore, hey man, I don't know what to say, bro. I don't. But he says, yeah, them ones willing to pay don't be having much to teach, right? Just the checkbook. And the whole thing is this too, and I gotta say this to the parents, because some of them, we don't know your financial situation. So this is what you're doing. Like Coach right here just said, them be the ones willing to pay, don't be having much to teach, just the checkbook. Now, I want y'all to know that there's been many situations where we just took the money and end up getting burned in the long run. So do your due diligence. If they're not learning, guess what? They're not going to be earning in the future. It's going to be safe to say, because if they're not teaching you, which is the most valuable moments at this stage to learn, then then they're going to be behind. You feel what I'm saying? So the development is the most important right now at this point. You feel me? But hey, man, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. But I thought I'd talk about that. I addressed that. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to kind of touch back on a topic real quick. As far as um with the whole Dion, because I had hey, Wasco was good, because I had Fanatic on there, and there was a lot that was said that I kind of didn't get opportunity to say. So I got this clip that I seen, right, that kind of expressed some of the things that I wanted to say. So hey, check this out, this clip out real quick. He's Oh, okay, hold on. All right, can you hear me now? Are we good? We good? He said, let's turn the frequency up. He's like, this low vibration. There's plenty of it, plenty to be excited about this year. Nah, it's definitely plenty to be excited about. And that's the thing, man. So that's why I'm gonna actually talk this so icy. Matter of fact, I'm glad you said something, because I want to talk this so icy real quick. All right, so let me move this real quick. So we got so icy, and they got their schedule out, right? So icy on June 1st, right? They got a scrimmage game. On June 21st, they got DMVU. On June 27th, right? They going to, what is the Battle of Rocky Top. July 11th, they got the GA Stallions. July 19th, they got Speed Demon. July 20th, they got Hilltop Hawk Boys. Then on the 26th, they got Virginia Seahawks. Then on July 31st, they got the YNC preseason. August 9th, they got Brick City Lions. August 14th, they got the EF Classic. August 23rd, they got Oak Cliff Titans. September 20th, they got Primetime Elite. September 27th, they got Philadelphia Blackhawks. So that's out in PA area, right? Philly, shout out to them. Then in October 31st, so Icy Halloween Classic. November 28th, they got state playoffs. And then, December 8th, they're expecting to go to the YNC. Now, based on this right here, what do y'all expect? What do y'all give this grade? I definitely want to know from y'all perspective as well, right? Because hey, and I don't know, bruh. He said, damn, where's Rare? But I know they got a lot of. He says October and November looks open. It definitely looks open. 35 Lotus says, damn, what happened to Rare versus So Icy? And he says now they're the elite stallions. All right, shout out to them. Now I do want to know, man, what do y'all give this resume? What do y'all give this schedule? Is this top of the line games? Now there are some games that I have not seen on here, but I do have. And I can't lie, bro. Just me knowing the coaches. I won't lie on nobody. I won't create a narrative. I won't do any of that, right? So judging by this, them playing at the preseason, the battle preseason, if I had to take a guess, because I don't want to say coaching them ducking Rarebreeds, are they ducking Bessemer? What I do expect that Coach Cal is thinking, he probably is saying, we're going to see them in the preseason battle. That's what I believe. I don't think, they looking to duck, but I do think this it does look that way. It does leave room for speculation, and it does create a situation to where people can be like, bruh, they are running, bruh. They are ducking. They don't want the smoke with Rarebreed or Bessemer. That's how it looks. But as again, you got to go with characteristics. You feel what I'm saying? So Jeremy, and that's why I said, man, they wanted to smoke. Martise Hill said that's smoke. Jeremy Speed said that's fire, man. PA, he said that great preseason in early season schedule. He said he liked it. Right, Martise, he says Rare playing Bessemer at preseason in Alabama. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that they try to play them first game, and it doesn't look like, I haven't heard much from RDU, because they said that RDU is supposed to be the first game, right? So therefore, I have not been hearing much. In the stuff that I did hear, I was hearing that they said, look, man, Rarebreeds is they ready to play RDU, but RDU looking like they not gonna have a legit team. And some people said that before, but then Coach Montana came out, said, man, we got them twins, we got them big boys. The big boys went back with them. So I got to give Coach Montana all of the credit, because he said certain things and it turned out to be true. So I am not going to say that RDU is not going to have a team. I definitely believe that they will have a team. So I'm not going to say that. RDE, I'm not sure if they're going to have a team. It looks like it's a possibility, as we talked about earlier, that it can be a real merger between these two. So I'm not even sure. I just want to know what's going on. I wish the coaches, because they usually keep up with me on what's going on. I don't have any information. So the fact that I don't have information, I can't give it to y'all. So I'm in speculation right now. But 21st, the what do you say? 21st, the biggest said preseason stack though, for sure. For sure. He says, the coach can't say they not ready. Man, yes, the hell you can. He said 35 loaded. You've been saying that for this whole duration, bro. I can't go off your word. Right, not right now. He says RDU officially don't have a team. So this is one of the gentlemen that keep saying that RDU don't have a team. Now, I would ask, where my guy at, man? Hey, Nuke, what's good? Coach Nuke, what's good? I want to know where my guy at. He says they should have more games in the month of August, November. He says it's only at least 2 games in each month, but it's 4 weeks in each month. He says they should be playing every week. Man, that's a lot of games. It sounds like you want them to be on the Supreme hype. Supreme played 38 games last year. That's crazy. That's crazy right there. And shout out to my young bull. I told y'all I'm gonna keep showing my guy until y'all send me some other jerseys. You feel what I'm saying? But until now, matter of fact, let me go ahead and show my guy, man. Until they give me some more jerseys, I'm gonna keep showing my guy. So if y'all don't know who he is, he's definitely the future, man. I try to tell y'all, it's a legit reason or explanation that I can give y'all for giving me a jersey. For one, is my appreciation, right? It show that y'all appreciate what I do. It's number two, I had your jersey hanging up. You know what I'm saying? Number three, I give you your flowers. So it's a reason why I'm asking for these jerseys. So when y'all go to the league, I can sit there and say, look, man, I got this jersey. The only thing I didn't get for this jersey yet is an autograph. I'm gonna get an autograph from my young bull so he can sign it. And when they say, you know, I got such and such autograph, and I tell you, I got the first one ever. The first one. See, that's how I love to brag. That's how I want to brag. You know what I'm saying? But going back to that so icy, right? That DMVU game is going to be a tough game. Mark my words. It's going to be a tough game. Even though I think so icy, they're at home, so they should be able to pull it off. But DMVU, they're going to be a really good team this year, especially with the coaching. Now, the GA Elite Stallion. Now, this is the team that is local, but they usually have some great players. They have some good players. They're just not known on a national level, you know. But these are the teams that people go in the trenches to get players from. So shout out to the Georgia Elite Stallion, right? Who's now the Elite Stallion. Then we got the Speed Demon. What about them? Now everybody gave me flack for the Speed Demon. See, I tried to tell Speed Demon that y'all gotta live up to that name. Y'all gotta have that speed. And they didn't have the speed. So therefore, it turned out to be bad for them. They wasn't able to do much with them. So, you know, that's how it panned out. They end up getting 30 ball. And, you know, like now they want their bike back. But shout out to them because the coaches is not running. Unlike other coaches. And they want to smoke early. This is a team that had to play 10U teams back in, you know, where they from, I believe Ohio. Now they coming, they see that there's some legit 9U teams, so they traveling and they want to smoke back, you know. So I want to see what they do this year. It looked like they got better. They added some pieces, so I want to see. 35 Lotus said Ken is only rare and so icy at 10U. If that's the case, man, that's heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking because between those two teams, it's enough good players, really good players. And not just that, I seen Young Cheetah, and he mentioned ATO Elite Thrasher. So I think that they're going to be a good team. So maybe if what you're saying is true, maybe they may go to ATO Elite Thrasher. I like what they did with their 13 players last year. I like what they did, man. They came, they gave So Icy a run for their money, and they did what they supposed to do. 21st, the biggest says, what good age group does RDU have? He said it seems like the whole org fell off. Well, whichever one Coach G, I think Coach G is going to RDU. He used to coach the Welcome All Panthers, so he should be there. And I believe they had a really good 8U last year, so they should have a 9U if I'm not mistaken. And then the 10U. So I'm not completely counting 10U out yet because, like I say, man, it's some people that admit it they don't like them coaching. So I'm taking it with a grain of salt. And then you had Coach Lou in here the other day, and he didn't say anything about them not having a team. So I'm not gonna say that. He said, Buddy want them 22 games deep by YNC. Man, for sure, bro. But I think it's gonna be more because they just mentioned, bro, they only got a couple of games. What is it? In what is it? August, and then November. So they might add a couple more games. So it might be about 24, right? Hey, PA says how many losses before they played the Blackhawks September 20th? Hey, yo, man, who you got them losing to? That's crazy. He says October and November. He says being open leave room for crucial matchups late in the season. So that'll be a good game. If what you say is true, that's going to be a good game. But as I stated earlier, and as y'all see, they don't got Bessemer or they don't have Rarebreed on their schedule. So what does that mean to y'all? Do y'all feel like that's a game that's going to get played regardless? Or do y'all, because you remember, Bessemer didn't go to the championship last year. They end up losing, the game prior, right, to RDE. So what if that's the scenario where So Icy is looking to play versus Rarebreed and looking to play versus the Bessemer Tigers, and they don't get to play that game? So what do y'all do then? Do y'all play them after the fact, towards the end of the season, where they kind of light on games, or do you just say, you know what? We'll see them in the YC championship, the nationals. What do y'all do? Martise, Coach Hill says, Ken, you the reason they want to get paid. Laugh my butt off. He says they giving out autographs. Coach better come talking money, man. Hey, now I respect it though. I do respect it, but I still think they not learning and getting the full grasp of it. Don't go to your coaches. Go to your local companies. Go out there, make that practice. Start practicing that. And then here's the other thing that people and parents need to understand. If you feel like, and you are one of the parents out there acting up, saying that your kid got slighted, and swear up and down that your kid is gonna make it to the NFL, right? If you are one of those parents and you don't have that baby name trademark or in a business as an LLC, you're doing that child a disservice. I could promise you that. But I ain't the reason why they paying. Only reason I said that was for traveling. I wasn't even thinking about the players getting paid yet. Now I did make a statement saying that they will be getting paid, but I'm looking at the fact that I believe that the structure will come. But the parents and the coaches got to understand business. They got to do that anyway. You got to understand and learn the business anyway, because I think now, as you see, look at the Shador stuff, right? Shador is not getting paid what he would have gotten. Now, this is important for mothers to learn. That's why I've been sharing Lashana, right? The lawyer. I've been sharing her stuff heavy because it is very strategic to have the mom very knowledgeable about the business side of things. Why? Because they really don't want fathers involved. And let's just be honest, right? They don't want the fathers involved. Now they getting ready to show what's his name? Travis Hunter father. Why? Because he's coming from prison. So they'll love to show you when you're coming from prison. But other than that, they don't want to show fathers, right? And shout out to the fathers that was at the war zone. Shout out to them and the parents, just in general, family, right? But they don't want the fathers involved. It's somehow they're trouble. But when the mothers get involved, they do not play games with them. They do not play. Just look at some of these parents with a mother is the representative and their agent. Look at the type of money that they get. So take the ego out of it. Take the ego out of it and let these mothers learn the business side. That's why I say it's important to learn business. Whether, as y'all see, so many people have gotten fired. So many people have lost jobs. So many people don't have the clue of what to do. You guys do. Y'all have great sons that has potential. Now in college, all of these players are getting paid. Each college, the ones that are big, I say Power 5 colleges, they make like $1 billion You know what I'm saying? So they got the money to pay the kids. Let's just say each kid, you got 60 to 65 kids. Let's say you got 60 kids, right? You pay each one of them kids $2 million. $2 million. That's $120 million, right? That still don't break the bank for them. They still got that bread, including the little expenses that they got for employment and all that. Bro, it ain't gonna hurt them. Everybody has a chance to make some money. Now, the best thing is to put yourself in position to know business. Therefore, once you get the money, all you're going to do is make more money. That's how it's going to work for y'all. But you can't wait till you get there to start trying to have a business that you can start now for the child. You could put the child name as a business, and every single thing that you do. And guess what? I'm giving y'all game that I learned, and I paid $45,000 to learn. You can get this and put it in their name, and you can write off every gas, pump that you use, every food or restaurant that you went to, every grocery store that you had to go to. Bro, y'all can do it. Tell me that don't sound more legit than asking your coach to pay you thousands of dollars. It's more legit. I'll go with the company for 500. I definitely do that. Hey, Ballhead Sport, what's good, man? Trenton says, he said, we probably be asking for some of these matchups later on in the season as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they ducking either. No, he said, no limit, gonna give them a game for sure. Hey, shout out to KD. What's up? What's good, coach? He said, so icy might get DMV again at the EF Classic, right? 2 months later, says August, along with the Maryland Heat. Says replying, he says Trenches, yep, Maryland Heat good too. Now they for sure good, very underrated. What the fuck? Hey, bro, you got blocked, bro. I don't know who you are, man. PA says there's room on their schedule for plenty of games like Bessemer, Gorilla Mob, Duval, Dog Pound, Dallas Elite, Eastside Raiders, Legacy. If they don't play them, YNC preseason or any other event. Now that that might be a case. He said PA Trenches. He said definitely need to see Duval at what did he say at YC play a national game. Turney. He said he says the way they knocked off Dog Pound last year in the playoff, 20-0, right? And they still ain't go. Man, hey man, I hope y'all decide to go, man. You know what I'm saying? We can't have brackets where people is just ducking games and stuff like that. He said he's still working on River Boys being on the show. The River Boys, I mean, we could. I didn't reach out to him, to be honest. But for you, as you requested, I go off what y'all need. I definitely reach out to him. I don't know their page yet. I think Fnatic does. So I'll try to, go to their page. Hey, Mario is good. I try to go to their page, but man, I think they got a good schedule, man. So I get a schedule like a B plus. I don't think they got all the teams on there. I thought they was gonna have the Legacy Ducks. That's a team that's gonna be scary. Legacy Ducks. Whoo, them. I think Eastside. Now a lot of people say Oak Cliff. They got Oak Cliff though. They got some teams, bro, that definitely needs to be on that schedule. I can't wait till Rarebreed come out. I just want to see what smoke they got as well. I want to see that. I want to see some of these teams just to make sure that they actually, have a legit resume. Because the whole thing about this thing is I believe that if there's ever a scenario to where they gotta say, man, they gotta come up with like both of these teams, they got 5 losses or they got 2 losses. Who do we select, man? Which team do we go with? We can go to their resume. We ain't got to be biased. We can go to their resume and say, man, look, bro, this team right here, resume is much harder than that one. And then we going to go off resume. Yes. Is that relentless team from Cali? Yes. He says that's an A preseason schedule. Now I'm talking about overall. I'm talking about when it becomes the battle, right? Let's say if we got another Wahoma situation. You remember Wahoma played everybody. They actually beat some good teams, but they didn't get them. Even though they were short, I think they were short a team. They didn't take Wahoma. They should have took Wahoma. Now let's just say like this says another situation like that. Let's look at Wahoma and then compare their resume to the next one, and then we make the determination. Like I think that's easy to say because that's how they do it in NCAA, right? In college football, they go off stricter schedule unless you Alabama, because that's the only organization that I know that don't have to play nobody and still somehow end up in the top four, for the whole thing, the whole title. So that's the only one I know that's always in it. But we go off the strength of schedule this year. Cause I think, I think I erased it as well. But I think that let me see if I still got it. I don't. I was about to pull up DMVU because I think they got a tough schedule as well. So we go off strength of schedule. And according to my guy, PA, I believe that all of them plan on, I think it was PA who said it, all of them plan on going to YNC, right? So YNC should have heavy games, right? To the point where you don't know who's going to win. Coach KD said, OG Ducks, relentless. My bad. Did I say relentless? OG Ducks, legendary, not relentless. They are no longer with them. OG Ducks, legendary, not relentless. I'm used to relentless because they play for them. He said, and the Trojans need to come outside of Cali. He says the only work they got is when they're playing against each other. Now, I will say this. Coach Mark told me that they're going out there. I'm not sure if it's Vegas. They're going out there to play versus OG Ducks Legendary. So they should be playing that game. Both of them games gonna be epic. That game is gonna be epic because they're really big. Both of these teams are gonna be very big teams. Looking like they damn near 12U players. And it's going to be a good game. They've been winning they 7-on-7s. They've been doing a lot of stuff. So he said YNC or AYF didn't have all the best teams in their 9U brackets last year. Hey, man, hopefully this year, bro, we gonna definitely get the top games because it's only a loss, bro. The thing about it is, they can't be punished for playing the games. That's the biggest thing. Like Wahoma, they cannot get punished for playing games, bro. But they gotta win some of those games. That's the biggest deal. You can play the game, right? You can lose some games. It gotta be, like some tight games and stuff like that. That's cool. You can do that, but at the end of the day, you got to also win some of those games. That's the only way it's gonna matter. You know what I'm saying? And Wahoma won some games. He says, yeah, that's why I was asking. He says, kept the team and we go OG Ducks. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's OG Ducks. OG Ducks, legendary. They couldn't keep the relentless name. Although coach said that they were trying to be I think OG Ducks, OG Relentless or some stuff like that. But, OG Ducks is a household name. So he says, nah, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. 10 coaches on the 10U level said they headed to YNC. Yeah, that's what I meant, though. He said to YC on the show, and Coach Alabama said DBU or going YC are on the show. Yeah, for sure. So YC should have some really good games, man. They this year, at least at the Team U, like he said, some of them coaches being, saying that they plan on going there. So except for Speed Demon saying they going AYFD2. That's where they're going. So shout out to them. But hey, man, I wanna play something for y'all real quick, man, because I just wanna kind of touch back on this topic just for a little bit, right? I wanna play this whole video, but I'm gonna just kind of go off of it. I'm just kind of see if it's getting too long or whatever. But I want to play this real quick. Here it is. Stephen A. Smith. Hold on, bro. I gotta have this disclaimer. Hey, this video will be played under the guidelines of fair use. Fair use. Fair use. I'm using it under fair use. Here we go.
You have to have confidence, okay? He has a resume that validates and backs up his confidence. And so I'm getting angry because young black man, highly successful, highly accomplished, an incomparable, impeccable pedigree, is entering the NFL, is considered easily one of the top 2 quarterbacks entering the NFL draft. We hear about his lack of mobility, lack of arm strength, whether or not he can make the requisite throws. Oh no, we're hearing about his attitude. Ever been in trouble? Ever found himself in any kind of trouble? Is there anything that has besmirched or stained his resume, his name in any way? The closest thing this brother has come to a crime is when Colorado State was talking smack to them and he refused to shake the quarterback's hand and said, I heard what you said. I heard what you said. Or when the coach was talking about prime time as daddy and he went at midfield, he was like this with the watch and all. That's about it. He's done nothing wrong. So why are we having this conversation about his character? I'm going to tell you why. Because you got people hating on his daddy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
And they want any excuse that they can come up with. And let me remind America why Deion Sanders, we going to say this. This is why Deion Sanders is hated by some people. Because he was the greatest. And he told you so. And then went out there and showed you show. And you were helpless to do anything about it. And then when he talked about it, not only could you not play better than him, you couldn't talk better than him, you couldn't articulate your thoughts better than him, you didn't have that swag, that flavor about you, that vibe about you, you couldn't resonate with an audience and gravitate them towards you the way that he could. And Deion knew it, and you hated him for it. And so since you couldn't touch him, now you're trying to touch his son.
All right, so I want to kind of know what y'all thought about that, man. I wanted to, cause I seen that and I say, man, it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me because one thing that I see, bro, is, and that's why I was so big against the word humbling. I don't get why it's always stipulations for a certain demographic. That part right there is what made me not even really watch the NFL. You know what I'm saying? But I also want to touch on this, and I want to say this to PA Trenches. PA Trenches. What the hell is wrong with the Pittsburgh Steelers? They trying to get Grandpa Aaron Rodgers. They trying to get Aaron Rodgers, bro. That man ain't been winning like that, bro, for a long time. Probably since he left Green Bay, bro. Why the hell is Steelers banking on? They're basically glossing over other quarterbacks to get a 72-year-old. I'm trying to figure this out, bro. Y'all like I don't get what's in the water out that way. How the hell the Pittsburgh Steelers is trying to get an Aaron Rodgers? Didn't Atlanta Falcons just make that same mistake? The Atlanta Falcons just got Kirk Cousins, right? Gave that man however much money, over $100 million in money. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't even worth it. I think that man would have signed for $10 million. Nobody trying to sign that man like that. So why is these people, and I told y'all, why are they willing to waste money on an Aaron Rodgers as opposed to getting a Shador? He said he knows how to win. No. When the last time you been to the playoffs? That man don't know how to win. That man is, look, bro, did y'all remember when Brett Favre came back and he played, and he did do good with the Vikings. But did y'all see that man? He got to the point where he couldn't move to, what's that I forgot the name of that thing that they be doing at the Olympics, right? They go and they spin all around. They spin around like 7 times, and then they frisbee it. They throw it like that. That's how Brett Favre started throwing the ball. That's how they started throwing the ball. And I say, man, what the hell is going on? He got too old, bro. I think Brett Favre, what is he? I think Brett Favre like 103 right now. So Brett Favre retired at 86 years old, bro. From the Vikings. Now they had, out of all that time, bro, they had literally one successful season. One. I want to say he came back. I think they had that's when they had Percy Harvin. And that dude was a beast. But bro, I don't think that it's gonna work out for them like that. He's not Tom Brady. See, Tom Brady got to the point where he was, like he was good. All he needed was he didn't even need a 3-step drop. All he needed was 2 steps. And because he acquired so much attention, right? That he knows all he got to do is to get the ball out. You know what I'm saying? Even everybody's focused on him. So he's able to maneuver. He's able to do more with the ball. Ain't nobody worried about no damn Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers used to try to run. He used to try to have that mobility. He used to try to, do multiple things that he's incapable of doing now. So it's not going to work for him at all. So for them to get or look to get him instead of rebuilding, right? They're looking to get a Aaron Rodgers to come in to do much of nothing. I think this year, if they get him, what's going to happen is he's just going to be a game manager, which means that he's just going to have to do enough not to lose the game. But he's not going to be putting out no damn record numbers or even going to be close. He's not going to even be a shell of himself. He's going to be, a quarterback that's just out there to make a few good plays, and their defense will carry them. That has been their legacy for a minute ever since Roethlisberger been gone. They ain't been that good, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I see. Katie says, they trying to keep them people in the game. Meanwhile, it's time to retire for sure. And then it ain't like he's selling like that. So I don't get it. Why didn't they go for a franchise? You didn't have to get Shador. All you could have went and got anybody. Anybody. They didn't get a quarterback at all, bro, which let me know that they're hell bent on getting them, and it ain't gonna work out for them. So shout out to them, man. Shout out to them. But I say this, bro. Sometimes things will bite you. And I think this is going to be one of them times, because I think the reason they ain't got a quarterback, bro, is for malicious reasons. I think they were just unwilling to get Shador after colluding with other uh, owners and stuff like that. So I'll say this, man. I'll be looking forward to seeing Pittsburgh suffer. And the crazy part is the coach that grew up coaching me playing sports, basketball, and football, he's a Steelers fan. But this year, and I hate seeing them mad, but this year, I can't wait, bro. I don't think the Pittsburgh is going to do much of anything. And then they're going to, guess what they're going to try to blame it on? They're going to try to blame it on Tomlin. They're going to try to blame him. Because I think he don't want Aaron Rodgers, but they're going to try to get him the ball or whatever. So, I mean, they're going to try to, put the ball in, what's his name, Aaron Rodgers, and he's not going to do much of anything. And because of it, they're going to end up, blaming Tomlin, Coach Tomlin, and it ain't going to turn out well. So I expect him to be fired after this season, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to you. But shout out to them, bro. That's what they want to do anyway. But hey, what's good, Coach Mark? Need to know what's going on, man, in the youth world, man. I tried to get the Detroit City Lions, and they would not respond for nothing, man. And that's what I be saying about certain coaches, bro. Like certain coaches, I just would not allow my son to play for. I wouldn't do it. Why? Because they're not doing things that works out in the best interest of the kids. I'm reaching out to you. Take the interview. It don't even have to be with me, but put yourself out there. Take the interview, right? Talk about your organization. Get them kids some exposure and get the hell out the way. I don't see the problem. But a lot of times, again, they seem to make it about them. So therefore, it's going to be one of those situations to where the coach is going to not probably play certain games because it's going to be about them or whatever. You feel me? So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But man, I ain't got too much for too much more. He said, Martise said, you think Shador a franchise QB and how soon? Now, I think he will. Now, I don't think that he come out the gate and just put up. I don't think he come out the gate and put up, like super numbers and all that stuff. But I definitely expect him to be able to adjust and adapt for sure. And I'll give it a year. They're only going to give him a year. 1 second. Yeah, so they only gonna give him a year. So therefore, I say that he's gonna have to grow up really quick. And the cold part about it is this. This is how funny they are. They end up getting Shador. They got a quarterback already, just to basically damn near probably start the guy over Shador. And he's gonna end up, probably being the starter. And they already knew that, but they just want to still prove a point. So that's gonna be crazy, bro. And I'm letting you know that now. Nathan Butler says, Ken, Pittsburgh draft. He says, he says, Howard and Pittsburgh never have a losing season with Tomlin. Hey, Nathan, come back to me. Come back here when the season is all over, all said and done. Now, I root for Coach Tomlin. However, they just got Uncle Rodgers, bro. Like, he's not going to do much of anything, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. These kids are stronger, bigger, faster. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, it's gonna be ugly. He says, how many QBs on Cleveland roster and what's his depth? Right now, he's number 5. They got 5 QBs, and he was drafted last, so they're going to fake and pretend like they're doing their due diligence. And then they're going to look at the revenue when the rest of the quarterbacks that's on that roster is not bringing forth any revenue. When the fans is putting pressure on them to start Shador, then they're going to make the decision to put him in the game. But they're not going to try to start him. They're not going to try to give him any reps. They're going to try to act as if you have to earn a position. They still teaching people a lesson. They still trying to teach this man a lesson. They trying to teach Dion a lesson. Dion, I just got a video that what he said that Shador ain't no backup. He's not going to be a backup to nobody. And guess what they're going to make sure? That he's a backup. They're going to make sure that he start off as a backup. That's just me. I just go off, just the way that history has shown me. So I think, yes, they got 5. They got 5 QBs on the depth chart for sure. So, but yeah, man. Hey, I thank y'all for tuning in. Sure, I'll be back on tomorrow. Next week, I want to say next week, we're going to be working. We probably have like every day that we're on, we're probably going to have a lot of coaches that come on from different ages and stuff like that. Because like even with Panther, and I think I might get Coach Darren on here and stuff, so we could just talk some youth football on what they expect. What is that? He said the Scissors. He said the QB chip. He getting cut? Man, that boy, shit. Hey, look, last time I checked, they was all about the mighty dollar. And so therefore, you got every incentive. You got every incentive to keep that young man on the team. Now, you're going to have a lot of people continue to ask about him. Hey, how Shador do in practice? Hey, are you expecting Shador to play? Hey, Shador, he was looking on the sideline. He looked left and right. So is there anything to that? They're going to say, oh, I just seen Coach Prime. And Coach Prime just looked at us. And I didn't know what to take from it. Like, they're going to make up a whole bunch of stuff just to keep the headlines going, because they know anything that they say that has Shador in the mentions is going to go viral. That's facts. It's going to do numbers. So therefore, they should be good. It should be good. Oh man. Oh dang. All right. This thing froze. All right. But yeah, man. Hey, bro, hit that like button on y'all way out, man. I thank y'all for tuning in. That's definitely my hour. And like I say, I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Hold it down. Appreciate y'all's support as always. Hey, make sure y'all share the content. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all subscribe onto the YouTube.